Hey folks, welcome to another Hero Press Tip of the Week. This week we're going to talk about backups. Who should do it, when you should do it, why you should do it, how you should do it, etc. These days, most hosts back up your site for you every night. In the early days, when that was a new thing, it was very common for people to say, don't trust your host's backups, do your own, which at the time made sense because they weren't always reliable, and you should make your own. These days, for your normal blog, for just a regular website, I recommend you trust your host. You've probably gone to update your plugins or themes or something and had WordPress say, make sure you do a backup before you do this. And thought, well, how do I do a backup? What does that look like? What does it mean? So I'm going to walk through two scenarios here for you. First, let's take a look at what this host offers. This is SiteGround. I'm going to go to Site Tools on one site. This is my own blog. On the left, under Security, you'll find backups. And there are two things going on here. One is every night, well, every morning, around 4:45, they do a backup for me. Every night. And so I know, since it's my blog, that I only post about once a month. And so I can just go back to any number of these and grab it, and it's going to restore me completely. That said, if you have concern and think, boy, I don't know if updating this plugin is going to melt down my site or not, right here, you can put in a name for this backup. So right before backups on Tuesday or something, and hit create, and it will make a backup for you. And it will store it on their server. And that's very important, storing it on their server. We're going to talk about that a little bit later, too. You need your backups stored someplace other than your web server. So then, if your site melts down, you can come back here and over here on the right, click these three dots and either restore all files or just the databases or all files and databases or even emails. Let me show you another example. This is WP Engine. If I click on my site and go over here to backups, there's my list of backups that happen every night. There's go just before midnight, it would appear. And you can either restore or prepare a zip, which means it'll give you a zip file of this day's. And you can optionally, manually create a backup. Give it a name, put in an email address, and they'll email you when it's ready. So the way I do plugins, I don't actually bother running my own backups before I just hit update because they're here for me. Now, that's only with my personal stuff. If I'm doing a client site or something like that, I go ahead and I run a backup in here, a manual one right before an update, just in case. But when should you not trust your host's backup? When should you do your own, and how should you do them? Well, the when I'm going to suggest is when your website is particularly important. If it's running a store that employs you or pays for the living of a bunch of employees, it's really important to have that backed up and checked. Checking is very key. An unchecked backup is a hope, and hope is not a strategy. So you need to be checking your backups every now and again, once a week. You just download it, you peek inside, yep, all my stuff is there, and away you go. It doesn't take very long, but that's how it works. So how should this be done? Well, often with a plugin. This is Backup Buddy. It's been around a really long time. It's owned by iThemes, which is owned by Liquid Web and Stellar WP. Something great about it is it can do incremental recovery. So you can dip inside of a backup and recover one file that you deleted by accident without having to bring back your whole website and wipe out some potentially new stuff. It costs about $200 a year. And one of the great things is that it comes with stash storage space, which means your backups are not on your site. There are a number of backup plugins on WordPress.org, and they work great. They back up your site. They store it right there with your site. So if your site gets wiped out, your backups get wiped out with it. That's why you should save your stuff someplace else. So Backup Buddy has been around a really long time. It's a pretty good plugin. Next, we have Updraft Plus. You can get a free version, which stores it right on your web server, or you can get premium, and it will store it someplace else. Now, the free version will let you store it someplace other than your own service. If you want to set up FTP or email a large file somewhere or something like that, I recommend you get the service. $70 a year for personal. Over here, you can see there are higher prices for larger sites. But it's worth it. If your site is really valuable, $70 a year is not going to break your bank. Another one we're going to look at here is VaultPress from Jetpack, which is made by the WordPress.com people. They have a package of $5 a month. Let's go to pricing here. So there's two. There's this one is $10 a month, but there's a $25 a month plan as well that gets you a lot more stuff. Just like everything. I could go on and on and on. There's so many plugins that do backups, and most of them are good. Find one you like that has the right price. And my recommendation is if you're just running a blog and nobody's life depends on it, just trust your site, your host backup. They're good. They work well. They have good restore processes. Like if you were to click this one and hit restore, their engineers set it up to restore perfectly. They know how to do it. It's not like you have to do something and download files and make sure everything's right. I mean, you should check, but they know what they're doing. Trust your host. Almost every host has them because it is relatively easy and inexpensive to do and of a high value to the customer, which is you. And so to be able to say, we offer backups is great business sense for them. So to start back from the beginning, you're a site owner, you go into update plugins and it says, make sure you back up first. If you've never done it before, check with your host, find out, do they do backups? If you have done it before and you know your site's being backed up every night, and maybe you did a manual just before, just go ahead and hit the button. It'll be fine. I hope you find this useful.